Hello.
Hi, guys.
In the latest Bachelorette promo, the guys blame Clare, not Dale, for all the drama and the show's early end. And we're breaking down all the details. Hey guys, welcome back to another Shared News from Home. We now have a closer look at the guys' perspective in this week's episode of The Bachelorette. But before we get into it, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future updates. As always, I'm your host, Gabby Gonta, and I'm joined by the lovely Avery Grooms tonight. Hi, Avery.
Hello.
All right, let's get into it. We've had to wait a little longer for this next episode of The Bachelorette this week, but let's dive right into dissecting the new clips from the promo. So at this point, we know that things will be shaken up this week and the guys will have words for Clare, that's for sure. But we can feel the tension running high and that these guys need things to change. Let's take a look at this first clip.
Whatever's going on right now, it needs to be addressed. I think Clare needs to step in front of the group and we need to air all this out.
So here the guys clearly want some communication with Clare. Things need to be talked about. There's been miscommunication this entire season. I think everybody's just not on the same page right now. And we've known that Clare has been sort of hesitant to lay everything out on the table with these guys. She's sort of run from being open with them in other situations. So what do you think, Avery? Do you think this week that these guys are going to end up getting everything out on the table and being able to have this discussion with her?
I think so. I mean, it has to be this week. At this point, all these guys want is just answers. They're not even there for Clare anymore. They're completely over it, is what it seems like. And they just want to have some clarity of the situation. And like you said, open communication. And that's what she needs to do, is step in front of the guys and just give them that at least.
Right. I think when you accept the role of being the Bachelorette, it's a huge responsibility. You know, this is your show. You do have a lot of feelings to manage, and maybe she's not used to that, you know, because she's been on this show's franchise multiple times, but she's never really been in this driver's seat. So that might be where there's some issues. But the guys are definitely feeling like they need this extra communication and this talking with her. Like you said, they're just completely over it, and we get a better sense of that in this next clip. Let's take a look.
It's just been a lingering lull, and I don't like it. I don't think anyone does, and I think she kind of owes it to us because I think a lot of guys are checking out right now, and I don't think that's a good thing for her.
So Blake right here, he even mentions, you know, it's not just us. It's not a good thing for Clare for all of her guys to be checking out and just not interested in her anymore. And of course, she basically only has eyes for Dale and always wants to be with him. But in terms of the show just going smoothly, she really needs to remember that there's 10, 12 other guys waiting for her back at the house. So do you think, Avery, that she owes this to them at this point, these guys?
Absolutely. I mean, regardless her situation, I don't think at any point in the show should contestants feel checked out when they're, just trying to be the next bachelorette's fiance, or just find a relationship on a show where they're saying they feel left out. It's sad. So at least give them an explanation, and she needs to just come clean and explain herself, not just tiptoe around the situation, because this whole thing has just been about miscommunication and the lack of open communication with everyone that's there.
Exactly. I mean, these guys right now, we can see it on their faces here that they're just upset. They kind of don't know what to do at this point. They look so sad, and they really just wanted a chance to meet Clare and have a great experience. You know, we know this isn't the typical Bachelor season with all the COVID protocols, and they don't get to do the traveling, of course. But like, besides all of that, they should have at least had their moment of equality and just getting the time, and they've been putting themselves out there for sure, and they're not seeming to get that in return from her. We've seen that in every episode this season. Like we've said before, it feels like we're on episode 8 already. This is only a few episodes in, but we can feel how these guys are feeling at this point. They get even more fed up in this next clip, so let's take a look at that.
She's lost the house at this point. Like, this is screwed up, dude.
This is screwed up. Those are fighting words. Just kidding. But
yes,
we can see right here that Bennett especially is sad. One of our favorites who we've been talking about, having so much energy and just being such a great personality in the house. And he looks so sad right here. So we do know, though, that some of these guys are going to be coming back to meet Tayshia in one of the other promos when they're waiting for her to arrive. That's when they seem super excited. I know Bennett was one of them. And we're taking a look in this clip to see exactly which guys are still here right now, which ones seem to be coming back for Tayshia's part of the season, if they get that sort of option that we'll hear from Chris Harrison, hopefully this week. I think Kenny and Blake are the ones in this clip that weren't in the excited clip waiting for Tayshia. So maybe they're a couple of the ones that won't be coming back. But it seems like this moment is, you know, before Chris comes in and tells them the option about having a new Bachelorette. So in either case, before we jump ahead to Tayshia's part of the season, this is still Clare's season, and what the guys have to say next has a lot to deal with the reason for the season coming to a close, whether it was Clare or Dale or both of them. So let's see what the guys have to say about that.
And this has nothing to do with Dale. This is her show. She let this happen.
So this is her show. She let this happen. Kenny is very adamant about it not even being about Dale. And this is interesting because the guys did seem to be mad at Dale in the previous episodes and were saying it was their fault. They were sneaking around and things were happening. Dale was lying. So what do you think about this moment where Kenny just flat out says it's all Clare's fault?
I think he's speaking the truth. I mean, like we said, she's the Bachelorette, so she needs to take a little more accountability for the situation. I've said it before. I almost feel like the show turned into Clare chasing Dale instead of just everyone else chasing Clare. And that's just also another new and weird dynamic we've obviously never seen before on the show. But let's just address it. They all need an explanation. They want an explanation and they deserve one. So just communication is key.
Exactly. Well, I think they talk about that in this next clip. Let's check it out.
Bottom line, it'd just be important for Clare to talk to all of us.
Yeah.
So yes, again, they just want Clare to talk to them openly. I don't think that's too much to ask. You know, we've seen clips where Clare maybe apologizes and confronts them, saying she won't apologize for love, but maybe if she wasted their time and things like that. So I'm curious to see exactly what the guys ask from her. Like, how is this confrontation going to go down? What does she end up apologizing for and all of that? So what do you expect to go down, though, this week, Avery? How do you think this confrontation is going to go? What do you think is going to, you know, are the tensions going to be so high? Is Clare just going to walk out? What do you think is exactly going to go down?
I feel like up till now, and even still now, they've been really patient, especially given this circumstance. I was expecting more just overall heat and like conflict. So I feel like they've been very calm and patient just to even be putting up with something like this. So I feel when they do go and confront Clare, it's almost going to be one of those things where they just want to hear an answer and they're over it. Maybe there won't be so much like arguments, because what else is there left to say other than like, this sucks, you wasted our time. But luckily they'll get another chance with Tayshia. But I mean, she just mainly owes them an explanation here. These poor guys have been dragged on just to bond with each other and not her, essentially. But yeah, I'm super excited to see what is all going to go down. I mean, I feel like it's been highly anticipated and we'll finally get to know on Thursday. So Gabby, I want to know, what do you think? Do you think it's just going to be one final simple ending, or do the producers, like, as we know, they love to do this, have something else up their sleeve? Is there going to be another surprise that we, for some reason, still don't know about?
I think this is, you know, a season of The Bachelor / Bachelorette. There's never going to be a simple ending. I think the producers always have something up their sleeve that they like to save. We really dissect these promos, but I'm sure there's so much more footage that's going to be released in the real episode where things are just going to make more sense and they're holding things back from us, the most exciting things. So I really don't think it's going to be a calm ending, especially with how everything's been with Clare so far. We've seen those clips of her storming out of the resort that they're staying at. So I'm interested to see how that goes down.
I mean, is it ever just a point blank ending, especially with this show? They love the surprises, they love the twists and turns. And I feel like there's still going to be something, especially since Claire's the Bachelorette, along with that all being said, she's super dramatic. The producers love surprises. So I think there'll be another surprise, hopefully explosion or some extra drama. But I'm ready for something big to happen.
Yes, this is the episode. Hopefully it's going to be jam-packed with all the little clips and tidbits here that we've been waiting to see finally play out. And so the puzzle pieces can start finally coming together and we can see how everything ends. Very, very exciting. Can't wait to tune in with you all on Thursday. All right, you guys, that's everything we have to talk about for now. But as always, we want to know your thoughts. So tell us down in the comments. Is this Claire's fault? Did Dale have anything to do with this? Do the guys deserve answers, an apology from her? Let us know what you think. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of our other future Bachelor recaps. There'll be tons more as we continue covering this season. On social media, you can follow me at Gabby Gonta. Avery, where can they find you?
At Avery Grooms.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.